Star Trek: Lower Decks has finally revealed Galamites, a species Lieutenant Commander Jadzia Dax, Terry Farrell, dated on Star Trek: Deep Space Nine, and it's a shocker. Jadzia was the Deep Space Nine space station science officer and a close friend of Captain Benjamin Sisko, Avery Brooks. Before Dax's tragic death and Terry Farrell exiting DS9 when Season 6 ended, Jadzia was a beloved Star Trek: Deep Space Nine cast member with a fun-loving, generous spirit. In Star Trek: Lower Decks Season 5, Episode 3, The Best Exotic Nanite Hotel, Lieutenant Bradward Boimler, Jack Quaid, joins Commander Jack Ransom, Jerry O'Connell, and Lieutenant Commander Andy Billups, Paul Shee, on an undercover mission. The USS Cerritos trio is on the hunt for Starfleet Admiral Milius, Toby Huss, who went AWOL and hid somewhere aboard the Cosmic Duchess Space Station Resort. Boimler's mishaps while searching for Milius saw him encounter a pair of Galamites, who had only been mentioned but were never seen on Star Trek: Deep Space Nine. Dax dated a Galamite on DS9 and Star Trek: Lower Decks finally showed them. This is what Captain Beaudry looked like? On Star Trek: Deep Space Nine, Lieutenant Commander Jadzia Dax dated Captain Beaudry, a Galamite Starfleet officer who was described as having a toothy smile and transparent skull. Star Trek: Lower Decks Season 5, Episode 3, The Best Exotic Nanite Hotel showed Lieutenant Brad Boimler avoiding meeting two Galamites because they were, frankly, scary. On his X account, at Gagiogi49, Georg Hillebrand, who was a researcher for Star Trek: Picard, connected the dots that Galamites were the species Captain Beaudry hailed from and Dax dated on DS9. Since Star Trek: Deep Space Nine Season 6 never showed Captain Beaudry or what a Galamite looked like, his relationship with Jadzia before she married Lieutenant Commander Worf, Michael Dorn, was the subject of much speculation. In DS9 Season 7, Lieutenant Ezri Dax, Nicole DeBoer, who inherited the Dax symbiont and Jadzia's memories, confirmed that Jadzia slept with Captain Beaudry. With Star Trek: Lower Decks revealing Galamites are rather monstrous in appearance, Jadzia's brief fling with Captain Beaudry certainly raises eyebrows. Dax has an amazing Star Trek dating history. Dax certainly liked all types. Lieutenant Ezri Dax was the 9th host of the Dax symbiont, and she inherited Dax's remarkable dating history across 8 lifetimes. Jadzia once remarked that a prior Dax host, Emily, dated a young Dr. Leonard McCoy, DeForest Kelly, who had the hands of a surgeon. Jadzia herself was remarkably open-minded and accepting of aliens as romantic partners. After all, Jadzia married Worf and joined the Klingon House of Martok, J.G. Hertzler. Jadzia also flirted with Quark, Armin Shimerman, a Ferengi, and fell in love with Dr. Lenara Khan, Susanna Thompson. Dr. Julian Bashir was briefly a love interest for Lieutenant Jadzia Dax in Star Trek: Deep Space Nine's early seasons, and Julian eventually romanced Ezri Dax by the end of DS9. Star Trek: Lower Decks confirming what Galamites look like certainly casts Jadzia dating Captain Beaudry in a new light. As evidenced in Star Trek: Deep Space Nine and Star Trek: Lower Decks, what Galamites looked like is no secret to Starfleet officers, so the fact that Jadzia Dax dated the Galamite Captain Beaudry is only a shock to audiences.